Welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to talk about making cartoon tileable textures. So the first thing we're going to do is go File, New. And we're going to do 128 pixels by 128 pixels and 72 resolution. And call this Tile Pieces. Now I've already got my grid set up, but if you would like to set up your grid, you just go to Edit, Preferences, Guides, Grids, and Slices, and it brings up this window here, of which we have grid line every doing 128 pixels, and then I'm subdividing 4. So if you look at this, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get your 4 blocks there. So that works for me. I'm just going to leave it right there like that. Awesome. So I've already got some colors here. The first thing I'm going to do is call this my base. Alright, and this is my base color here. I'll just hide those guides for now. Control H. There we go. Alright, and so I figured this would be my base color, kind of a desaturated blue. I'm going to do like a brick, and then I've also gone and grabbed this kind of darker, slightly darker gray that's also a little bit more desaturated. And so for that, I'm going to call this my shadows. And what I want to do, I'm going to feather this. Let's do maybe 5 pixels, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's probably a little too much, so maybe 2. Ah, there we go. So we get some rounded corners here. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Alright, so we kind of have this blocky square for the moment. And I'm liking that. And I'm thinking I'm going to maybe put that right there. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layer, which I can do by just dragging it down to the new layer icon, and it'll duplicate it. And I'm going to move this over here and size it down. And I'm just using my Shift and Alt keys to scale it. And let's go ahead and put it right here. And I'm also going to duplicate that again out here. Maybe like so. Probably make it a little bit smaller, like that. I'll put this layer on top. I'm going to select all of these and right click, Merge Layers. So you'll see right here, Merge Layers. Awesome. So there's my shadows. I'll go ahead and duplicate that again. And I'm going to do levels, which you can find by going to Image, Adjustments, and pull out Levels. Here we go here. There we have it. So now what I'm going to do is grab my selection tool here, and I want to go ahead and move some of these around. So this one, I'm just going to delete that. Let's change this back to 0. And let's move some of these around. So I'm going to grab this one here. And, you know, maybe I want to put this one right here and drag it up. And then I'm also going to select this one here. And maybe move it about right here. Let's scale it down just a little bit. There we go. So now we've got some cartoony highlights and shadows here to kind of give it like this cartoony brick texture, right? We'll do Control H, and then you can kind of see it. That's kind of neat, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to group these together. I can drag them down to the folder and group them. And I'm going to call this my mid center. And let's also do version 1. So I'm going to duplicate this one as well and call this version 2. And I just want to have 2 versions that kind of give a little bit uniqueness. So let's go ahead and move these around a bit. Awesome. Turn on our shadows here. There we go. I think I like that. Yeah, so that... You know what? I think that I'm also going to make this one a little bit smaller as well. Alright. So now we got our 2 different versions here. Let's go ahead and make our top center piece. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this again. And all I need to do is create our top piece here. And I think that we'll do, I think a 4th is good, so we'll just snap it to here. I'm just going to do a slightly darker gray. There we have it. And you know, I may want to make this look like it is like it's actually got some cracks in it. So what I'm going to do is grab the eraser here. And whoops. Alright, just to make sure that this piece is going to tile correctly, I'm going to take this and go filter, other, offset, and the texture is 128 by 128, so I'm going to do half of that, so that would be 64. And that actually works because we're only going to do it horizontally, so you can see like it's going to shift it over. So 64 and hit OK. And then I can go ahead and fix this centerpiece here. There we go. Alrighty. So that looks good. So let's go ahead and create an angled bracket. So what we'll do is go ahead and duplicate that. And we're going to grab our lasso tool here, select up here and hold shift, and shift will draw it so that we can get our selection. So we want to get this top half here and then delete that. For shadows, well, we're just going to take some of these blocks here and delete them. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer here. So I'm going to do our slanted brick here. So what I need to do is figure out that this is actually going to tile downward, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select right about here. Alright, there we go. So we got our piece here. Suppose I could subtract off this bottom piece as well. There we go. And I'll go ahead and we'll just paint that in right there. Awesome. So now we've got our slant. Looks like I missed a piece there. Awesome. So we got our slant. That's looking pretty good so far. So let's real quick kind of just check this. So I'm going to line this up here. Turn on our top center. There we go. So now we're going to take this top brick here and we're just going to rotate it and kind of put it into place. I'm going to put it right about there. I'm going to select the top brick here and then do select inverse. And I'm going to go to my slanted brick here. I'm going to just erase these pieces here like so. And now I'm going to make sure this is a hard brush here. And see how I feel about that. So I think that looks alright to me. So now we're going to go ahead and move this back into place. And move our top center back into place as well. So we can go ahead and take a look at this, and we'll do File New. And we're going to make this 1024 by 1024. Go ahead and click OK. I'm going to take these and duplicate them. Right click, merge layers. There we go. Control click the layer thumbnail, copy this, come over here and paste it. And let's go ahead and do our top center. Take these, duplicate them. Merge layers, top center, copy and paste them, and then I'll continue to do that for the other pieces, but real quick on this slant here, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this, and this one I want to actually call the left. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to take this, flip it horizontally, and then my shadows, I want to do the same thing, flip it horizontally, highlights, flip horizontally, and then the slanted piece I'm also going to flip horizontally. And something else I might want to do is just give this a little uniqueness. By taking a few of these pieces here and tweaking them so this is unique compared to the right one. So then I can do the same thing. Bring these down, merge layers. Then I would call this top slant left. this is top center. And slam left and right. And then if I take those, I can put those together, and now I have like a brick top. So those are lining up just nicely, so I'd go ahead and set those up, and that would begin my tile set for a cartoon tile set. So on part 2 we'll go ahead and take a look at the additional pieces.